So I'm excited about doing this. I'm Robin Newman. My married name is Moffat, but I go under Newman. And a big part of the reason why I'm excited about doing this is because we really have a vision of bringing this workshop, Getting the Love You Want, to all of Long Island. We feel it's very needed, and this is going to sound so corny, but I really want to save the planet one couple at a time. I really do, because I've been
Start with
divorced.
us, please.
Yeah,
And then you can work on these couples.
Actually, they already got adopted. They drank the Kool-Aid already. That's what's so great.
But we love you guys. You know,
Couples need that much help?
Oh yeah, we all do. Humans need help.
well, with a divorce rate of 50%, yeah.
So just a little bit about me so you know who I am. I'm an adjunct professor at Adelphi. I've been there for 17 years. I teach other therapists in training, you know, how to be a therapist. I've been lucky that I've been able to bring some of this in there, which is a blessing to me when they allow me to. Don already told you that portions of this are going to be recorded for our supervisor, Maya Coleman, who is a senior faculty member. And I guess the biggest thing about this that I could say to everybody is just try to relax, but I feel like you guys are. But I like to say it anyway, because we come in with this preconceived notion, and, you know, this isn't group therapy. That's the first thing. Nobody's going to spill their guts in front of the entire room. It's...
Maybe.
Well, if Chris does, I'll have to contain him.
Chris, we have tissues right here for
Good,
you.
I don't need them.
So,
It's all bottled up.
I know, right? That's okay. I don't mind. I know how to contain it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But, so, you heard Don mention his ADD, which I'm going to say, when we first got married, we've been married 14 years.
God bless you.
14 and a half. It's my second, it's his second. Don was a widower when I met him. And it's hard. It's really hard, but I have a metaphor that I use, and you may have to help me with this, but the metaphor is that I am the rocks in a brook. Okay, so if you can, in your mind, visualize the rocks in a brook, and Don is the water.
So he babbles.
And he could, pretty much, sometimes he does. And the rocks, the water shapes and cleans the rocks as it goes around and through and brings...
The rocks clean the water, but the water shapes the rock.
Okay, I told you I would have a little problem with that metaphor. So that's something that we try to keep in mind, because it is difficult. It is difficult. And then what I love about this technique is when somebody does have ADD, because of the intentional dialogue and the mirroring and all of the stuff that you're going to learn. But you old-timers already know, but it's not, but it can't hurt to get a tune-up. You'll find that it's very helpful. Now, the other thing that I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this throughout this workshop, our parents did the best they could. So I'm not here to bash mommy and daddy, even though they may have messed us up royally. Okay, because guess what? Their parents did the same thing to them. So they didn't have the insights to think, gee, maybe I should talk to my child this way. So one day, I'm watching TV, and I see this man called Harville Hendrix, and he's on Oprah. And I'm like, holy cow. Okay, so I tune in, and I'm watching and listening to him, and Oprah, by the way, won an Emmy for Harville being on her show 2 times.
Wow.
Harville is on there, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, but he said stuff that so resonated with me, and I'm like, holy crap, I keep going out trying to keep repeating the same stuff over and over again. What's insanity? And expecting different results. So I said, you know what? I need to do this therapy. Now, this is way before Dawn, because I've been a therapist now for 30 years. So I could not find any trainings anywhere. I bought the books, uh, you know, Getting the Love You Want, Receiving and Keeping. And what I did at that time was I made my patients read the book, and we worked from the book. And I just knew in my gut that this technique was the technique that I really wanted to work towards. So I unofficially did Imago for, I will say, probably 16 years. And then I met Don, and then I said, wow, you know, like, I gotta do this. Because I noticed that I was able to help my couples, but here I'm now in this new relationship, the romantic phase is over, and now we have the power struggle, and I'm like choking. I'm thinking, what the heck? I gotta invest more in this. So of course Don got dragged, which wasn't a bad thing because he was open-minded.
I got drugged.
You also got drugged, you did get drugged. And we made it a plan, and I ended up becoming an advanced clinician, and I continued to take courses, and then I dragged him again and said, Don, we have a really good relationship. We're a really good couple. People like when they see somebody that's actually walking the walk and talking the talk. We need to do the workshops. So that's how, and that's what we're in the process of doing now. So this is really our second workshop, which we're very excited about. It's small scale right now, but we're praying for larger scale at some point down the road. I think Valentine's Day weekend we're aiming to do another one, and we're hoping to attract a lot more people, and I get to rent hopefully the National Historical Society barn. That's my, I put that out there already. So what's interesting is, with us as a couple, is we know we're supposed to be together. We don't want to get divorced, but we hit these walls. And in hitting these walls, we use the intentional dialogue, which you're going to learn this weekend, with a lot of other stuff. And it really helps us to breathe and pause, which you guys know, and just sit back. It's sort of like medicine, but good medicine, right? Would you say? Mm-hmm. So before we continue, what I want to say about this theory, all right, all theories, and I just said this to my students on Thursday night. Theories are stories and ideas in search of the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some dude comes up and says, I have this idea, I want to see if this is something that can do. So I have, the story I'm telling myself right now is maybe if we do this, this, and that, it's an idea. So is it completely true? I don't know. I just know that it works. I just know that this technique works. So that for me is the most important thing. How Harville came up with this technique, and he is just such an amazing man. He's, how old is he now, 82?
He's been doing this long, he started a long time ago,
So
right?
we were in, so I guess
He
he would
celebrated his 80th birthday?
yeah, that was when we were in Florida, and then we went to, that would have been 81, so he's 82 now.
Yeah, he's 82. So his wife is, up there also, but these are their second marriages. So how Harville came up with this theory was he had his own marriage. He and his wife were both good people, his ex-wife, but they just couldn't make their marriage work. They were married for 15 years, they had 3 kids, and he was also teaching, okay, you ready for this? He was teaching on relationships at a college, like couples and all that. And he had to go to court the day that he was teaching, and he was going for a divorce, to finalize the divorce. And his students knew it because he's a very transparent person, and I think that that's, again, relationships are about being transparent. So his students knew, what he was going through and what he would end up feeling. And he really was kind of hoping that they wouldn't even be there to waiting for him for the class. But they asked him the question, and I wrote this down. So, Dr. Hendricks, what do you think about the state of intimate relationships? And because he was just so like bereft, like sad. He just said, I haven't the faintest idea, but I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to figure it out. And he did. Okay? And that's what's really cool.
So he didn't have like a mentor per se. He just kind of
No,
fell into it and figured it out.
no, he just...
Well, you know, I think that what happens is, you know, they study, and then you study all the traditional information on it.
You know-
and then you find out what works.
And you know something?
He's 80 years old.
To answer that question, and I have to be honest, it's funny.
It's a lot of time,
I
right?
actually have a good answer
Yeah.
for that question. Because I'm teaching the individual in the family context. Yes, he's taken different theories and put them together into what Imago is. So other theorists, other therapists who've come up with these different theories, right? He's taken pieces of everything and put it into this to make this what it is. So I would say yes to your question. Definitely. Definitely. So we're going to do a little something before we start, but I'm going to, because people get nervous before they have to talk, so I'm going to ask you to just close your eyes for a second. Well, not really a second, but a little bit more than a second. And I'm going to ask you to just take one big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then I want you to take another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And the last one you breathe in, as you breathe out, I just want you to let your head just fall forward, keeping those shoulders down, stretching out the back of the neck. Just taking in all the scents. Just relaxing and just really trying to visualize yourself in a beautiful, calm place, be it a beach, maybe it's a mountaintop. The beach, you can actually feel the sand between your toes, you can actually smell the ocean. The mountaintop, you feel the wind blowing through your hair, wherever you feel the most comfortable and the safest. And when I count down from 3 to 1, I'm going to ask you to just gently open your eyes and look around the room at all the other faces who are probably equally in the same place you are. So 3, 2, and 1. And just looking around at all the faces before we do introductions. So I'm not going to start on one side or the other, but maybe we'll do popcorn style. So the introductions are, my name is, one thing I appreciate about my partner is, what I hope to get out of this workshop is, one word to describe what I'm feeling is, my intention for myself for this weekend is, and what I have written on the bottom is, so how do you want to show up for the good of the relationship?
What does that mean? Show up.
Be present.
How do you want to be present? I don't quite understand that.
Well, when you get to it, I'll help
Okay.
you with it. How's that?
You go first.
Sure.
So break the ice here.
That means we're going around this way.
Well, I thought the idea
It's
was
popcorn style.
So it's up to, okay, anyway, my name is Don. One thing I appreciate about my partner is, man, she just gets stuff done. That just really resonates with today because, well, man, what a whirlwind. What I hope to get out of this workshop is, well, just as I want everybody here to get something out of it, being able to facilitate what I hope to get out of this is to better facilitate everybody. And listen, I'm still learning, so I'm here to learn more. So what I'm going to be is just a sponge to learn myself. One word to describe what I'm feeling is, right now, relaxed. And my intention for myself this weekend is, well, anticipation. I'm doing a talk on the brain tomorrow. So I'm hoping to be able to flow and make everybody understand. It's a really exciting, for me, it's a very exciting topic, and I think that it could be life-changing for everybody. So I hope to be able to present that well.
Is it my turn? Popcorn?
Wait, we'll throw the popcorn to you.
Are you ready to go?
It's fine.
Okay.
My name is Donna, and one thing I appreciate about my partner is his openness to come here tonight, and just willing to just work with me and just to be open, and that was very important, I think. What I hope to get out of this workshop is to be able to communicate on a deeper level, one that we could feel safe with each other and be more effective. One word to describe how I'm feeling is probably a little nervous, because it's just, I don't know, I just know it's getting into some layers and some work, but I'm also at the same time excited because I know it's going to help, so it'll be good. And my intention for myself this weekend is to learn tools, and I know you said only 8% or whatever it was that was retained, but whatever it is, it's better than what I came in here with. So I'd like to be able to apply whatever I know.
Well, the exciting thing about that at 8% is it's if you look at it and say I'm only going to get 8%, then it seems limiting. But the 8% that you may get out of it may grow, and
Right.
that's the point.
It could be
It's a seed.
It could be
Right.
whatever percent it is, it's a percent of
Right.
the points that she needs too. It could be
Yeah.
good percent.
Right, and I maybe
It's a
came
waste
out
of
negative, but I meant it as a
Well,
positive.
right, but I realized I might have presented it in a very limiting way, and it doesn't have to be that.
Right. So I just-
They always say when you go to like seminars and stuff like that, if you get one or two good things out of the
It's good.
seminar, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same theory, but those things are usually profound, like you
Yeah.
said, because it's important to you. You know.
Yeah, but I think the word that you use, a seed, is really a great word for it, because when you get something really profound, you work it, and it grows within you. So
You plant the seed in your head,
Yeah,
and in your heart,
and it developed.
yeah.
Hi everyone, my
I want to
name
get it out of
is
the way. She just stole it from you.
I just heard Charlie just exhale.
I just threw the popcorn to her.
Nice move, Dave.
my name is Crystal. One thing I
Excuse me, I'm
appreciate
sorry.
about my partner is that he is extremely emotionally intelligent. He definitely reads people, reads me, and knows how to react to that calmly and peacefully. I love that about him. And what I hope to get out of this workshop is basically just maintenance of what we've developed over the last 8 months, now that we're on the other side and that we're married. This is our first Imago session married, so it's pretty cool.
That's right.
So
A lot of
it's like
firsts
some
there.
maintenance. Yeah.
It's the first Friday in November.
Inside joke. Okay, let's see. One word to describe what I'm feeling is gratitude, to meet all you guys and just to have this path for a healthy relationship, because it does work and you do grow more in love with each other, and I don't know where we'd be if we didn't have this. or just we wouldn't have such a deep, sacred relationship, I think. Really grew deeper.
Well said.
And my intention for myself this weekend is to bring the principles of Imago into some other relationships I'm going to be around this weekend that are a little ruptured with some family members. So that's my intention for myself this weekend.
You got your rock with you, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's emotionally driven. He'll teach you how to react to it.
You know, if I
I've done
may,
insight.
you know, I love what you said with the emotional intelligence. And that's a really wonderful thing to recognize in somebody else. But it's a concept that I brought that idea up. It struck me that there was an emotional intelligence, because there's so many different types of intelligence. But you know, I haven't thought about emotional intelligence in years. And you just hit a really nice chord for me. And that's also a very nice thing that she said to you. So
That's very true.
dilly dilly.
There you go.
My Bud Light commercial.
Want to go ahead?
My name is Christopher. Oh, you want to go?
I was gonna
Because I'm looking at these two. I'm looking at my wife. I'm looking at him. And they're like, I'm like, I might as well just skip it.
I just thought you were gonna just take it.
All right. All right. So my name is Christopher, and one thing I appreciate about my partner is her loyalty to me. And well, there's many things I appreciate about him. We don't have all night. But
Nice one.
yeah. But you know what I hope to get out of the workshop is I hope to be a stronger couple, like Crystal said, like to be like more sacred, like more like real tight, you know, like
Like one?
yeah, and just you know understanding of each other and each other's needs, and you know just to so I'm hoping that like to be able to understand her more, and I'm hoping she can understand my crazy, and you know, and we could work with